I'd probably have to go with Paye as well.
Okay.
But
why don't we just start there? We'll talk about Paye first because he's first on PFF. He's first in my heart. Honestly, if I would pay for Paye. I think we should start that movement in Cleveland. Pay for Paye.
So one thing that makes me nervous about him is he's from Michigan.
Yep. That's fair.
That means he's got a chip on his shoulder because he's sick of playing with Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Right.
So biggest Pro Football Focus has the biggest strength at Twitch. So apparently he's a super good gamer. No. And then his biggest weakness is his pass rush plans. So he's got beefy edge build, thick legs, arms and core, handful for opposing tackles, able to sink low into contact, a lot of bull rush wins without much technique, distinct year-on improvement every season, shows he's committed to the craft. So when I'm reading some of these pros, the one thing that kind of sticks out to me is a lot of bull rush wins without much technique. If there's one thing I've learned is if you don't have good technique in the NFL, you're not going to do well.
Correct. So I was reading an article. So actually, Kwity Paye has met with the Browns. He talked about that. He said that actually when he's been watching NFL and trying to study tape on players that are in the NFL, he's been watching Myles Garrett because Kwity Paye is 6'4", 270, and he said, it's difficult or it's tricky, I think is the word he said. Tricky for a guy my size to move the way that edge rushers need to move, and Myles is that kind of guy too because he's that big, he's that athletic, he's kind of that freaky size. So he watches Myles and kind of studies his technique and the way he gets to the quarterback. He's 22 years old, so he's in that age window that we like. He put up a 4.5, 4.40, and the big thing at his pro day that I really liked, 36 bench reps. Compared to some of the stats that I have on some of these other pass rushers that we're probably going to talk about here, that was big.
Right.
The dude is strong.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I saw is just his he's been, really graded well on his year-to-year improvement every season.
Correct.
He stuck it out every year at Michigan. He's not a guy that came out his junior year. He was a senior. That he, it shows that he's really committed to his craft, that he wanted to get better, and I think that they're still, as good as he is, and, everybody's like, hey, he's just this freak talent, freak athlete. There's room for him to still grow and get better. And I think a guy, if you were able to get him in Cleveland and you put him with a guy like Myles Garrett, Myles was able to, it's kind of crazy that Myles is now going to be in like that mentorship type role to somebody. If we were able to get a player like this, would only do wonders for Paye.
I agree with you, man. He's super undeveloped as far as his pass rush skills and his move sets and stuff like that. I thought it was funny. I was reading his bio, and it said in high school he played quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and linebacker. And I was like, he must have been the best kid on the team.
Right.
That team had a bunch of
only kid on the team.
Yeah.
He played baseball. He was shortstop, pitcher.
Catcher, outfielder.
Yeah, he was third in the lineup.
Yep,
led
third
the team
base
in
coach.
home runs.
He was also a water boy, drove the kids to practice.
Yeah, but I mean, what you talked about him getting, sticking out each year and getting better each year and constantly improving. I mean, his PFF grades. 2018, 71.1, 2019, 80.9, then 2020, 86.3, constantly improving. And in 2020 here, he only played 4 games, had 2 sacks in those 4 games. I mean, I don't know. He's got such great potential.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential. The only thing that would kind of worry me is, much as we're saying that there's a lot of room to grow, it's kind of worrisome that there still is a lot of room to grow because if the Browns are going to get this guy, you're not going to get him at 26.
No,
you got to move up.
You're going to have to move
Top
up.
15.
Yeah, so you got to move up to get him. So you're going to have to spend a little bit. How much room will he have to go? Did he get by in college because he's more athletic than the lineman standing across from him? Well, there's not that big of a gap when you're NFL teams. You're going up against the best of the best, regardless if the team's crappy or not. You're still going up against NFL caliber linemen.
I agree.
It's a little bit different than just being able to say, well, I'm just more athletic than you.